is going on here? We good? You good? I'm good. We're this close to spooky day of the spooky season. And I bet you're all wondering, hey, Blinxton, hey, excuse me, Mr. Blinksman. What's next? What's next now the spooky season's over? Well, stick around to the end. I'll let you know what's next after spooky day of the spooky season and what comes up next month. Stick around to the end, I'll show you. But as for today, we're going to be playing a little game. I'm not sure if it's spooky. I saw it, it was there, it was in the spooky section. And I was like, we'll give it a go. Sounds cute. A tiny bunny. A little tiny bunny man. I don't know what it's about. Let's make sure I got the music. There. So we go new game. So okay, what's this? Has anyone played this before? Comment below. Let me know. The wind clawed at my window all night. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song, weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, snaring, twined in the air. I do voice acting too, by the way. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed to get them shadows out. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket glazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, wheezing, swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swayed in the wind. Couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12, after all. Still. Oh, dude, there's a wolf! Oh, okay. Hello. Hey, Mom. Hey! Put away your book. Sorry, Mom. How many times have I told you to read at the table? Not to read at the table. It's bad for your health. Look at how slouched you are. Okay. Shut up, Mom. Hide my book if I want to hide my book. I'm gonna hide my book. There you are. I didn't protest, and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. That's a good book, man. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Fair enough. I've been there. Do you know when you reread something and you're like, oh, hang on, that didn't make sense. Like this. Right? This is the most reading I've done all week. Heck, it's the most reading I've done all year. Olya had already finished her breakfast. That's my sister, yo. Don't touch my Olya. And was munching on some cookies. Oh. Mom, you gonna let her eat cookies after breakfast? Tell Mama you. Tell me to put my book away. I'm reading. You're giving her cookies after breakfast. Fuck. She was so enthusiastic. She almost looked like your typical girl from commercials. Ah, she's one of them perfect types. You're not going anywhere until you've finished all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in my plate with my eyes. Ha! As if it'd make the porridge disappear. Ta-da! Hazy anxiousness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest on our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder, the lumpier the white. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like a jellyfish from Casteo Odyssey? Am I pronouncing that right? I'm sure I'll get corrected by someone. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. Deadly. Or how cold the Black Forest is at night. Ah! Spoon fell out my hand. Dagnabbit! Whoa, whoa. Can I go back? What's that do? Spoon fell out my hand. Mom showered me. Can't read tonight. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes. What did I say? I'll get it. Anton. Is that me? Anton. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. My arch nemesis. I felt around for the spoon. What is this carved on the other side of the table? Karina. Huh. Karina? Ha! That's my mom's name. I guess she carved it with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal, damaging furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar, though. Should I remind her about it? Oh, damn it. I click once and it goes nuts, like... no. She's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagined her being my age, sitting under this table. Damn right. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or something coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? Who knows? Oh, hello. Nan. Great Mama, is that you? I imagine my grandma coming into my little mom's room. Mom. I'm not used to saying mom. Obviously, I'm Welsh, British. Mum. Mam. Mom. Sitting at the edge of her bed where Alya, sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Tiger? Is it Tiger? Grandma. Tiger is a special place, little girl. It's a thick grandma, you know. She dense voice. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out. So grandma would do that. She'd get right into that story, you know, sniff you. Trying to discern what kind of beast you are. The best kind of beast. And if you're a good sort, it won't abandon you in times of trouble. Huh? But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you to the ground, under the ground. And that would be it. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Fuck! Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night. Without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in on one of their conversations by chance, and they were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket, and she called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet patiently. Can you imagine that? Going in there to get your nice shirt out for the day and be like, oh, I forgot I left that in there. My cute funeral box. It was black, upholstered, with meat-covered material. Ew, on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with grey faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from underneath the table. About time, Anton, bloody hell. Alya was done with her cookies. Christ, Alya, yeah, all them cookies. Bitch, where's mine? And I was looking at my share, the sly woodland critter. Bitch, you keep your mitts off my cookies. If my sister, she knows who she is, and she's probably watching this. You're watching this. I know damn well you'd steal my cookies. And you know damn well you get up. I don't beat people. My sister knows though. I turned my gaze towards the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. Why not? The pattern of frost framed a picture on the glass. It's pretty. Alya, look, a fox. It's a cute little fox. Looks like my dog. Actually does look like my dog. Where? It looked almost like an optical illusion thingies they put on the back of students' notebooks. A mixture of lines at frosted glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit... Oh, it does actually work better if you squint and look under a certain angle. Which angle are we talking about? That's cool. Not outside, on the window. Daft cow. Look, here's the nose, and here's... Hey, heat up. Yes, just a moment. I don't see anything. Hurry up, there's not much left. Ah! There it is! But it still doesn't look like one. I'm telling you it does. Bitch. Nuh-uh. Yeah. It does. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Oh, the wolf's gone. Now I couldn't see the fox either. Squint, maybe. I mean, I can still vaguely see where it was, though. Do you mean? It went away. I missed that bit. Can I go back again? Is it important? What did you say? I couldn't see the fox. It disappeared. Oh, okay. I didn't actually miss anything. Only the frosted patterns, similar to stretched out nettle leaves, kept creeping up on the glass. It does. Literally, that's what... Oh, hello! My dad entered the kitchen with long, measured steps. Dude, Dad looks menacing. Just gonna throw that out there. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. Damn right you do, kid. Mom would always ask jokingly, come on, shave it off, it stings. This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Terrible, terrible. Alya always covered her ears whenever she hears something like, what's the point in all this? Through the wall. Dude, she's eating my cookies. I can see her. It's all for your sake, Dad would reply. For the sake of our family. I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreadful, the deadliest word that started with "duh." Dick. The day Mom called Dad a dick was the last day she had. It was the last day she had alive. Why I gotta D-I-V-O. Divo Dick. I didn't even want to finish it. For those playing at home, it's not dick, it's divorce. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into two different families. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl in my window. You and your owl talk again. Well, that was Dad. You said you believed it just yesterday. Has anybody seen my car keys? I remember them leaving on the windowsill. The owl took them. Right. Maybe you did. Maybe not. You're a grown man, a father of two, and still... Karina, please. Stop. He means business. There was a full stop at the end of every word. Just let me get ready in peace, woman. Your keys are in the basket near the phone. Well, thank you very much. Oh, dude, there's some hostility in these voices, I'm telling you. Or am I just giving them hostility? I don't know. Anton, stop making a martyr out of yourself and finish eating up already. And the owl? There was no owl. I put a full stop at the end of that one. That was me. But there was one. And he had giant glowing eyes. Giant glowing eyes. Oh, Olia's up. Olia sprang up out of a chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers the size of apples. Big glowing eyes. Why is the music kicked in? Last year you had a babia. Why do I know that word? Babia. That's like, is that Russian? Was it Russian? The babia. Lures people into their cabin, kills them. Is that the one? And now it's an owl. But I saw it. Olia shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom and to me, but couldn't find any support. Dude, I'm a dick. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice. Dad, don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. Olia pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase led to the second floor. The second floor creaked, yeah. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh, she pissed, look at that. She is pissed. Dad, you're in trouble now. Karina's on it. Oh, that look in her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Bye, Dad. Love you. A minute had passed, and a theme song for the Little Mermaid echoed through the house. Ah, bless her. It was stored in an incredibly worn-out cassette tape, which Dad had already glued together once. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship? Well, kid, let me let you on a little secret here. Takes time, work, effort, money, commitment. Doing a TED Talk next week. The hell's in my eye? Mom moved to the living room and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She does look scared, mind. She would toss and turn, or curled up in a ball under a blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped her take her mind off all of her troubles we had when we moved, and our parents. Okay, the lip trembling and everything. That scared me actually for a minute. I was like, what? And then Alia said she saw a giant flying monster outside her window. It's the Hoot Hoot. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried a little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Alia refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. Dude, that owl looks real to me. Let me tell you. And if I follow this one strict rule, there's an owl at your window, it's real. It's real. After tonight, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? Just last night... It's a creep all of a sudden. Here we go. There's something moving in the darkness. I can hear creaks on the floorboards. Just last night, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. Ended up thinking what to expect in my new school. There were a couple of days left before beginning of a new term. My imagination drew long, twisted hallways that led to classrooms full of kids, but all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures cut out using a template. It's getting me all anxious now. Ooh. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinking inside those holes. Okay. It was as if some completely different creature was looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. Their cruel glares, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me, beat me down, stomp on me with their bloody shoes? Whew. The damn school can burn for all I care. I just wished for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want to see the people that were just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider, or some kind of monster. Same. Been there, done that. My gaze slid across... Which drawing? That one over there. Drawings hanging on the wall. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Alia begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying, in a cold voice, "You've got the wrong number." Or, "Anton is not around." Anton is not around. I imagine my future classmates lying in their beds just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all. Okay. But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet. Beautiful woman, not women, one woman on the planet, my mom. house creaked, by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building. Sorry, what? Buzzed. Okay, yeah, okay. I thought I completely read that wrong. I thought he had 9 floors and he lived in all of them. I was like, what? What's his dad do for a business? Doing lines. Buzzed with a neighbour's drill, mumbled with a TV set from behind the walls, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easy going during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corner on the closest closet cobwebs under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. There's something moving. Something was watching me from every corner. I'm feeling that. Like I'm actually feeling like there's something in this darkness. Can we enhance this? There's something here, I'm telling you. Almost as if the old photos of my deceased family with their ashen eyes were hanging on the walls in place of my drawings. The floor was squeaking, the rusty drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. That sounds pretty cool though. And then I realised I was, in fact, hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception I could hear a flute. It was mixed in with the sound of the wind, of the creaking of the house, and my thoughts too. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that the music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone is playing there amidst a cold, snowy night, right? Oh, dude. Okay, nothing else. Okay. Someone was dancing in... That's not someone, dude. That's a fox, dude. One of them's an owl. I'm telling you, there's animals there. Someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out with the dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in the moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. I mean, it could be. One of them could be, at least. They stood upright at times, circled around holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment, then coming back. Something bizarre was going on. You think you're just noticing this now, kid? Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly, the music had stopped. Dude, they all staring at me now. The dancing shadows froze in place, and I could swear pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. heart was jumping around like a bird inside a cage. Nah, dude. Nah, dude. We don't want this now. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back towards the bed. They saw me. Damn right they did, kid. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guest move and scrape around, looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with a blanket, as if it could protect me. Dude, I'm telling you, the safest part of your house. I talked about this before on the Fears to Fathom game. The safest part of anyone's house is under your own quilt. It's where I feel safe. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remembered the funeral of my grandma. My grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp, like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of the chairs that held my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up to her head and pulling up her eyelids with their tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside the socket, and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. This kid's weird, dude. I was chanting the spell that she taught me throughout the whole procedure. And now, lying under the blanket, I listened to the squeaks and howls and repeated the same words. Okay, do I want to say these out loud? I'm going to curse myself. On the island of Boyan, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of colour blue, stands a cabin made of wood. There lay lard and ashen hair, for spawn from devil's lair, to feast and always leave alone God's faithful servant named Anton. Evil leave this house must, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. Huh. Is it? I don't see him moving. You're lying to me. I cautiously peeked out from underneath my blanket and saw the curtains waving around like a hangman. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, hurtling, crawling at wood. Hurriedly clawing at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad became very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remembered him staring at the forest intently as if he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I hugged my knees and placed my chin between them and drilled the door with my eyes. So, okay, it was so flimsy and weak before the might of the darkness. And then the doorknob twitched slightly. Then it turned halfway once, twice, as if a person was trying to enter, had no hands. The doorknob twitched once more, and then started clicking violently. We don't want any, thank you. I don't know what you're selling. Those damn kids selling those cookies again. Just cramped from fear. My wet fingers. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. It opened. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now, you'll see. The door was wide open. The darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling. The music is making this so much worse. I was trembling, ensuring by the web, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. Tony. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tony, you asleep? My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief. Aldia, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Aldia frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tony, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Aldia down. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's gonna harm you. Aldia sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video, Sleeping Beauty, for example. Like that cartoon, don't you? Why does Sleeping Beauty have a prince, and I have this scary bird? That question took me by surprise. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me was its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon. The darkness was clinging to the window, and it couldn't be fooled by my grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair. Tony, you coming? Yeah. Yes, just a moment. God. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I guess we'll leave it there. That came out of nowhere, right? Story time with Blinxton. That scared me, dude. I thought it was all calm. I was gonna go save my sister, and then, boom, wolf. Right, so that's it from me. But before you go, don't click away. Don't you dare click away yet. Because spooky season is almost to the end. And what we're planning next month, because it's the month of November, it's my birthday month for those who don't know, we're going to play one of my favourite genres of games throughout that month. It's RPG month. That's right, we got all them swords and shields. We're going to play some classic RPGs, some modern ones, JRPGs, American RPGs. Who knows what other kind of RPGs? Is all RPGs. Any one of them that I can get my grubby little mitts on. But this game was really interesting. I kind of like these story ones, you know. Story time with Blinxton. It's good. We're gonna do this again. I like this one. It got me. It got me in the chest. It's the writing is real good on these games, dude. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So obviously drop a like, a comment, a subscribe. Please subscribe. It does help me out. And hopefully you enjoy my content. Keep subscribing, keep commenting, keep liking, keep everything in. If that's a word. But that's it from me. I'm going to leave you go. Once again, this has been Blinxton signing off.